Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated contract. 48 takes from the last entry signal, not the whole day. The YM 46 takes from the last entry signal, and then the total of 296 takes based on one contract. And as you see right now, this is your total PNL, and it is on the blue chart. And then we have the scalper on the right upper corner, and we will be covering the scalpers as well. And we will be also if you look at the ES as an example, there is $100 into the profit here. There is 200 because the automated trade, we set it on two contract. The Nasdaq, there is only one contract. So as you see here, we have $250 on the Nasdaq. It is 250 because there is only one contract, and there is two contracts on the YM. And as you see, the YM. The YM, it is 292.53. No, I'm sorry. I was distracted by the guys chatting with me. On the YM, as we see here, 2923, 29166 is the target. As we see on the YM is 200, is the $300 into the profit, 60 ticks. This is here 120 ticks based on two contract. The same story for the CL. Let me see if the CL, no, the CL is out. Hit the target and it is out. So we are done with the CL. Go back to the YM. It is 670. Nasdaq 400 based on one contract. And now we are on the ES. It is two contract. So if we look, this is the total on the market analyzer based on the last entry signal. And it is 434 ticks into the profit. So, and then we will be covering some of the automated trades we have. They just start taking a trade, and we will be covering some of those automated trades as well. Different type of an automated. Everything is automated. And on the I7, we have the minute on the CL already hit the target 560. The first raka here, the first line, it is the 1 minute, and the Nasdaq hit 1000, and now the ES is on that trade. On the 2 minutes, we have hit the target on the Nasdaq and CL, and we still in the trade on the ES. ES on the 3 minutes hit the target. 3 minutes hit the target. The CL is still running. The 4 minutes, the Nasdaq have $600 on that trade, and the ES on the 4 minutes 325. And there is no trade here at the moment with the ES. Nasdaq 5 minutes on 5. So what you see, the first line is 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and 5 minutes. ES Nasdaq CL, ES Nasdaq CL, ES Nasdaq CL. So probably we are halfway done. We are done with those different time frame, and it is a brilliant idea when somebody, of course, when you have money in the market, it's different for this poor guy coming with a couple $1,000 and he has no experience. So of course, when you have a couple of 3 accounts or 4 accounts like most of us do, you can put one account on 1 minute and the other account on 2 minutes, and then You don't need a large account to put CL, NASDAQ, ES on the 1 minute account. You can do that with around $3,000, and then instead of having one account for 5,000, you can have, let's say, 6,000. You can have the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes if you like to, and then you can spread out your money and hedge in the market stand. Putting all your eggs in one basket, especially because when there is a consistency, sometimes the ES does not work, or the NASDAQ don't work, or the 2 minutes is gonna beat the 3 minutes on the getting the target. So it is very normal if you want to spread out your money in the future trading. Of course, things is wrong will never be right, and things is right will never be wrong. And of course, the more money you have in the future, the more you spread out your account on a different lines, then your losses become very limited. But when you are on one small account, you have to work harder. When a guy is an amateur trader and he have $3,000-4,000, he is playing on one ES or one NASDAQ. The guy have a very small limitation. But when you take a guy has more money, let's say here on the market analyzer, for the guy has money, if he put one ES, one NASDAQ, one YM, forget the 30-year Treasury bond, and a one Russell, and a one CL, and he put on $1,000 a day, that guy has more chances to hit the $1,000 a day than this poor guy has no experience. He want to auto trade, and he have a couple $1,000 in his pocket. So this guy is come in very poorly to the market with no experience, no money, no spread out, no hedging in the future. Where another guy has been around, he have the right amount of money to trade. He knows the trade. So when this guy is putting one contract ES, one contract NASDAQ, one contract YM, like what you see. So if we look at the ES is $300, $400 NASDAQ, YM 400 or 300 or $200 for today. The CL, it did go south and didn't make money today. He still can walk away from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, $1,000 a day. Probably from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock he's done. But this poor guy is coming in very weak to the market. He's gonna stay weak in the market, and that's what I'm saying. If something is wrong, will never be right, and it's. You cannot just bull yourself around it and say I'm gonna skip that process, because you cannot. And the more money you spread out in the future, the less losses you have. Because when you have more money, it's become irrelevant, like what we have seen on the yesterday. It was not even one system, not even one auto trade was making money on the ES. Where on the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones, they were making good money. The CL, they were making good money. But the ES was not making any money on any kind of auto trade, on manual trade, auto trade, signal automated trade, institutional automated trade, reversal automated trade. There is not even one strategy yesterday was making money on the ES. This is what tells you that sometimes so when we have, I'm sorry, I'm talking and there is a million people talking to me from support and everything on the Skype. I'm thinking to just shut down the Skype, and some people cannot find the channels, and no matter how much you explain to them. So, so the idea is when this guy is coming in a little bit knows the trick in the market. Uh, um, so when this guy came in on one ES, one Nasdaq, one Dow Jones, he hit the 1,000. So if the ES today didn't make it, he don't care. He don't care if this ES coming to the support area is gonna make it or not, because he's trading on a bigger picture. He's hedging the market. So if he have wrong ES today, or the ES is refusing to give us money, he have another horses in the game. So he care less if the ES is down 300 or 500. Because he have the Nasdaq is running, he have the YM is running, he have the CL is running. So if one of the horses died on the way, he care less, because his aim is not the one trade on the ES. His aim is to get this 1000. His aim is to get his $1,000 a day. So that's why when you are running your horse on one line, you have to take care of that horse. You cannot overrun him. So when this poor guy coming in with a couple $1,000 with no experience, it does not take anything for his horse to go down, and he runs out of money. But when this guy is a little bit more comfortable with his trade and turn on the auto trade and hedge the market and spread out his money on a different horses, then he don't care if one of those horses did go down on the way till the final. So this is a lot of people don't understand that, or probably they wanted to go 4 contracts on the ES. And this is, if you know what you're doing, that's very fine. If you are profitable on the ES to go 4 contracts, go ahead, do it. But if you are not comfortable with your trade, I don't want to put 4 contracts on an ES. I'll put one horse on one lot on the ES, one lot on the Nasdaq, one lot on the YM, and I will spread out my money, and I'll put one lot on the CL as well. One of the things is when the ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones are in trouble, you find out all those older guys, what they do. They can see there is a trouble in the market with the ES and Nasdaq and Dow Jones when they are not synchronized with each other. What they do? We refuge to the CL. And then you find out the CL runs smoothly when there is a chop in the market. Why? Because everybody went and refuge to the CL to pick up some ticks. And we know the trick. We know when we look at those charts on the ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones, when we see this market is chop, there is nothing to do. You look at the CL is flying. Always. Why? Because those older guys, they've been around. They know that. They know the trick. They know on a Friday, you come early in the morning, like today is Friday. What time now? It's 9:50. There is tricks on every things in the market can teach you. On a Friday, one of the things, you come a bit early to trade, then you go for lunch and you go do something, and then you wait till those guys, the amateur traders on a Friday, lose their money at 9:30. By 10 o'clock, 10:30, he's out of his miserable trades, and then he closes his computer. And then the oldies, the older guys, they've been around for a very long time. They come back at 1:30 in the afternoon on Friday. Because on Fridays, it is the market goes on a cruise control. The market goes one direction most of the time when there is nothing is disturbing the market with a bad news, good news. When everything is okay, on Friday around 1 o'clock, 1:30, the market goes on a cruise control like you are on an autopilot. So most of the time, the market on a Friday around 1 o'clock, when those guys got their butt or got their head kicked on a Friday, and then they can go and they leave. They did damage to their account, and then here they are. Those guys come in around 1 o'clock, and then they start smoothen the market and start, because most of the time on Friday after 1 o'clock the market goes one direction, either long or short. Not every Friday, but most of the Fridays, which a lot of guys, they don't do that. Another things also, we have told our members for the last 10 years, do not come and turn on your Ninja Trader on Sunday evening when the market come back. I have never seen anyone, you can make little profit on Sunday, in one Sunday, and then you lose 12 Sundays. I will never turn on my Ninja Trader on Sunday evening trying to pick up a trade. I know I have lost so much money on those days. On Monday morning or overnight, Sunday through Monday, I don't want to even look at the market. The reason is nobody is there. Low volume, chop. And we can see, because we license people, we don't know what they are doing, but we can see what kind of auto trade from our server they are using. And I can see everybody, half of them, they are started their auto trade on Sunday evening. And I guarantee you, this Sunday and next Sunday and the Sunday after, they're not gonna make a bread on Sunday evening. And we have notified all our traders, do not mess with the market on Sunday evening. And then I turn on, just out of curiosity, on Sunday, and I see at least there is 40 people auto traded on Sunday evening. And it's sad, because you say, but nobody listen. So the market have a rhythm, and you have to understand the rhythm on it. You have to understand it and respect it. So also for the auto trader, the management, it is more important than the auto trade itself. So we're gonna be covering a lot. I keep promising myself I don't want to go through details. Just turn on the auto trade and let it be, and I go back and get involved in the trades again. As we see right now, the market start recovered from this heavy drops. We're not over yet, and there is a good potential for re-entries. There is a good potential from the same entry level, where it says sell 33, 40, 34, all those sell entries, they are still on the potential for re-entry on those market, and we will cover that as well. And there is not even a trades on the auto trade, and there is nothing. It's just flat. 9 charts. There is not even one trade, so we cover that. Guys, I'm gonna be getting fresh coffee. Be right back. Thank you. Hij didn't say, nee, ik te lugen. They got. Oh, den er god område. Det her. Jeg sagde, okay. Vi ses, farvel. Ja. Men han var meget jaloux.
Den er også lækker.
Det er rigtig lækker. Ja, selv tak. Okay, let's see what we have. Guys, on those trades, we have a support line at 29079. This is the end of it. Target one on Friday, as we said, it is an institutional number, is 29047. And so once we hit this target one, is going to be profit taken, and it is over. And it's 10 o'clock, is right on time. On the NASDAQ, if we break the 93, 92, 75, don't expect too much anymore below the 93.77. If we are able to break that area here, a final destination on the NASDAQ for today is 93.7650. ES, Mr. 007 here, James Bond. If we are breaking that area, we are coming again to the 33.2150, and then it's done. It's over. Nothing else. So on the scalpers, let's see. On the scalpers, we already hit the target on the scalper. The scalper had nailed 56 ticks already and is out on the scalper. So there is not much going on the scalper. I was busy talking, so I didn't get anything out of it. Let's see what else we have. For this auto trades, and now they start rolling. And let's take this one out of the way. Okay, we have a loss on the 1 minute, lost money. And then we have made money on the CL, NASDAQ, and on the ES 2 minutes, we are on that trade, and it is $850. This one here, the ES on the 3 minutes already hit 650 long time ago. On the 4 minutes, we have a 600. Here, there is no trade on the 5 minutes, absolutely. On the NASDAQ, the 1 minute hit the target. The 2 minutes hit the target. The 3 minutes hit the target. 4 minutes is $510. And then the 5 minutes has $420 on that trade. CL, no trade whatsoever. This is amazing. There is no trade. We have hit the target on the 1 minute, 2 minutes. 3 minutes is out. 4 minutes, there is no trade. 5 minutes, there is no trade. So we have a losing trade. Welcome to trade. Trading, and then the CL, and 4 minutes, 5 minutes, didn't do it, and that so we'll see what happened, guys. And now because we came into the support area, and there is a pullback on the support area. But if we break the 33.2475, we're going back to the 33.21. And there is, if you want to retake the number, and then we have this double support area. And then, okay, there is a re-entry again on the short, of course, short re-entry on 94.08. And there is a re-entry again on the YM around 29159. There is no long trade, guys. There is no long trades at all. Okay, let's see. This is a short. If we look on the NASDAQ, when the NASDAQ pull back, these numbers you see on the chart, those are a re-entry. As you see where the re-entry, I don't know if you can see that number, but the system also give you the re-entry. It's a different system. Absolutely is a different system. It is a 940875. This number is a and then it is going down. Let's see where is the re-entry numbers. There is no re-entry numbers here at the moment on the ES, but there is a re-entry number on the YM 29172. Okay, so that's all what we have for now, and we will wait and see. Now it's going back to retest those support line, and we will see if we can nail the target 1 on the YM, and seems like we are, and the target 2, I'm not sure the target 2 we're gonna hit on the ES. We will see on that one. So guys, there is only short, there is no long at the moment, and we'll find out how this market going. Thank you. We have one new guy. It's a very new guy. I mean, very new guy. And he said, "Oh, trading is easy." I said, "Okay." So we have a lot of auto trades. So I'm training him. So I give him to start the training on the scalpers. And when I was teaching him yesterday, I was teaching him how to, like when the market is going on your side, you can extend the target to make more money because you don't know when the next time you will be, and try to break even on your trailing stop. He said, "Sam, I don't have to do that. It will be fine, easy." I said, "Okay, then I need to see 500 every day." Today, he tried, and then he find out it's not as simple as it could be. But finally, today he's up to 700 after he went down south. So now he understand, because when I tried to explain yesterday, you need to immediately break even with your profit, like what I'm doing right now, and secure your profit and extend the target if it's necessary. And he thought it was rubbish. When he tried today, let it be, and now he is on top of it, and his eyes open. Now he understand to start moving trailing stop and stop loss and extending target. Now he respect it. When he have a $400 trade, he don't know what is going to happen in 10 minutes, so he better suck the blood out of that trade and go to the extreme on it. So when we were trying to help a guy and try to explain to him, well, there is one guy sending an Italian team is winning. Okay, let me see what he's doing. I don't know how he's done that, but he done it anyway. So when he, so now he respected the Australian stop and stop loss. So and I'm laughing because you get bumped into people sometimes. You try to explain to them, and then they say, "No, I can do it this way, Sam. I can get away with it." And then after 2 days, they start running and asking me, "Can I come back again, explain the same thing I have said 2 days ago?" Yeah. And that's why we try very hard to explain this is the direction. You cannot challenge it. We cannot challenge the market. This is the direction has to be done, and that it is. We tried it. We tried everything. So that's good. It's like when you have a small child. You tell him, "Don't put your hand in the fire." No, he's gonna put. And then this is how I raised my children. I say, "You want to put your hand in there? Go ahead, try it." And then they start crying. I say, "Okay, next time you learn." So a trader will not learn until he experience how serious is trading. Don't undermine the trading. It is very serious matter, and not too many people will catch it. Now look at this. This is what we have covered yesterday. We have a buy on the ES. We have a buy on the NASDAQ. And we have a sell on the YM, which they are not synchronizing. And then we have a sell on the 30-year Treasury bond. So again, immediately, this is where I explain. If you go back to the video yesterday, they have to be in sequence before we know this market is doing fine, and or the market is going into the chop. I mean, this is a basic things to do. Look at the market analyzer. You immediately, I mean, it's not the only thing, but for this amateur trader, don't know how to look at chart, at least you can look at market analyzer to say they are not working together. And once they are not working together, that means you are guessing in your trade. So this is a very simplified matter. You can, when you get up in the morning and you see the ES go in one direction, NASDAQ go in one direction, and the YM go in another direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond going with the same direction with the ES, you gotta wait 5-10 minutes till they are lining up, and then you start trading. This is a very simple matter. Of course, there is a lot more than that, but if you can just look at those market analyzer, and now you can say, okay, they are in sequence, at least you are a bit safer than to be close your eye and start auto trading or manual trading without looking at the market if it's in sequence or not. And that is going to make a difference on your, like this gentleman, I let him take a dive today, and all of a sudden he woke up and now he start open his both of eyes on the chart, So this is a really good. We learned a lot how to deal with the new traders or amateur trader. We learned a lot. We provide everything, but now I have a program. This guy don't know how to maneuver with the ATM or break even. He don't know how. So this, I put him on a training the first 2 days to take a trace with the ATM. Then now I put him on the scalpers to start taking those trades and try to manage those trades manually. Because on the long run, this guy, when he's auto trading, he start see things where before he thought it was irrelevant, and that it is. So what I did, I give him what I do. I beside the other auto trades we have, I'm making the new clients to let the auto trade take those trades by themselves. And what I'm trying to do, teaching them how to maneuver around the fib line manually. Because when you are putting that trader on things like this at the beginning, he start learning, and when he sees a profit, he can start taking those trailing stops from one fib line to another. Before he knows it, he start trading properly, because this is a really advantage. He's not taking the trade. The system is taking the trade. What he's doing, he's managing the trade. And when you put him on that, so when you upgrade him, I mean, he have all the system, but when then you put him on a different auto trade, now he knows when he's looking at that chart, where is those fibs and where is the limitation on the ES today, and where is the limitation on the NASDAQ and CL. So he will be better automated trader and management, better than to just give him the chart and give him a recorded webinar and tell him have a nice life. If you let him grow a little bit, squeeze him at the beginning, pick on him, let him when he wanted to turn on for him the other auto trades, I said, no, this is the only one I'm gonna. You have the system, and I'll turn them on for you next week. You have him, you can run him, but I'm not gonna support you. I will support you on this one for this week, and then next week I will open the other auto trades and start setting them up for you. So this way, the trader, especially the amateur trader, you're not putting him directly on the auto trade. you put him 1 week on that kind of automated trade, that will be good training for him. That will start understand when the ES or the CL are struggling in a certain area. And there is always a trade. Let's say you don't like a CL, you want to try to see what happened to the NASDAQ. You can jump from one to the other and see what's going on. And if you can do that for an hour or two a day for 1 week, then it will be, without you knowing, you start growing with the market and you start to understand what's going on in the market. And then you come in after a few days and turn on the other auto trade for him. Now he start to understand where the money coming from. It's not just hanging on the tree. It is coming from fib to fib. And when the market is like right now, what I'm training those guys to do, those new beginners, I have a 300, because like this guy yesterday, he said, why? It's not important to him. It's going to the target. So I didn't want to argue with him. I said, okay, so it's going to the target. So today, now, he find out that he respected the $380. So now he starts saying, you know what? And I'm going to cover some of this profit, because he has to deliver to me every day $500 profit before I move him in to the other system. So right now, there is a fib line here. I want the trader to learn. Now we are trying to cross that fib line. And if we climb to here, then I can deliver to Sam that my trading for today. And picking on a trader like this for his own safety, not for me. Then when you activate, it's already activated, but when you do the setup, the chart for him on a normal auto trade, he start looking at the auto trade differently than just looking at the numbers. I don't want a trader, especially new trader, looking at the numbers. It is free training, and he should learn it. And this way, if he is auto trading and today is a chop, he knows how to maneuver around an auto trade and say, you know what, today is a chop. It is a Christmas holidays, it's a summer holidays. When the kids are out of the school, the market dies out on us, low volume. Okay, you know what, I have $200 today on that trade. I'm going to cover those $200 and protect my, or if I have 500, I'm going to protect it. So we are activating the traders in a different way. We have learned a lot in the last 10 years. But of course, at the beginning, we give a recorded webinar and tell him, here is the system. And then it turned out this guy is totally lost. You find out after 2 months, 3 months, the guy still don't know what he's doing. But now when you put him onto training process, we come in, we deliver everything. We say, look, here's the system. Everything is delivered, but I want you to start here. And I'm not going to support you on the other one until I see you succeeding with this. Because when you are picking on that client, a new client, especially a new guy, new trader, you give him an auto trade, he's going to wreck it. He don't understand. We have a guy did not understand why we have a news. He said another company didn't have a news in the auto trade. And I said, and try to explain that guy why we have a news in the market. So a guy like this, put him on an auto trade, and he don't understand why we have a news in the market. He's not going to understand the concept. But when you put him in here to start with, and let the auto trade give him the entry and the target, put him on that for a week, tell him you need to deliver a profit 500 every month, and I'm not going to move you to another level or on another system until I see the 500 every day. Now he starts working hard, and then he's learning, because he don't need to learn where is the entry and the exit. The system is already plotted for you. But I wanted him to manage the trade, and anyone should do that. So right now, as we see here, This is part of the training I'm doing. We have a resistance on the NASDAQ 943875. The trader should not know if it's going to make it or break it. That's too much for him. It's fine. But at least I can drag this one here to the next level, and I can take one of them out. And now I have 590. I can take one of the traders out, or I can, and what we have done, you cannot take the target down on purpose. If you put it down, it will go up. You see? And we did this on purpose because I don't want the traders to sell out on a good trade. But what he can do on the target, he can extend it for me. So he's not allowed to, if you want to take a profit on the 500, take it down. But he can take the trailing stops up. So now we closed one of the trades out, and I want him to start learning this tricks, because when he is really on a full automated trade, this one you can do full automated trade, but when he is on a full automated trade, he starts recognizing when, as an example, this is the CL, and on the CL right now, as we see, the market is talking to you, is telling you there is a resistance line at 50.72, and as we see, the market came in 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times on the same line, and the CL is having a problem breaking the 5072, and he have a $340 here. So should he take him off the table, the $340, or should he let it die and smoke the 400? And that is very important for a guy recognizing the 5072. He's going to take a profit. He's going to take $400 out of that trade. And another guy refusing to look at that chart. And when the market starts sinking, he's going to see the $400 melting like an ice cream, and he's walking away with nothing in it. So this is where the traders start respecting profits. And yesterday he said, oh, that's easy to make 500. I said, okay, deliver $500 for me. He's a very nice guy. Has nothing to do being nice, and has nothing to do being smart or not smart. That has not. It has to do something with discipline. And if you are disciplined, not aggressive, you respect the market. This one here does not require to be brilliant or smart with a high IQ. No, but you have to be disciplined, and you have to understand when the CL is telling you, don't need to require any genius guy to look at this line 5072. You can get a guy from a bodega with an eyes crossed, and you tell him, just watch those lines, and he can figure it out within a week. I don't need you to draw the lines for you. It's already been drawn. This is treat it as a resistance support line. Simplify things. And when you see the resistance is not doing well, you can cash in your 400, your 300. So if we have a chart on this one here, it was all the way up to 400, and the guy did not recognize it, and the guy kept on looking at the sky, so the $400 wiped up for him, and that's why we are picking on those new traders, because I don't want to hear this trader telling me. A new trader does not say the market is a chop. A new trader does not say, I don't know how to manage an auto trade. A new trader, what he says, if he didn't make money, he says a lousy auto trade. He do not say I'm a lousy trader. He say there is a lousy auto trade. And when the auto trade makes him money, you don't hear a beep from him. But he always tried to find something else in there. So if we look at this one here, one trader can cash in $400, and for the guy doesn't want it to touch, which we have heard a lot on the telephone, where, Sam, I don't like to touch the chart. Then stay away from that business. I don't care if you are auto trading or not. If you're not gonna able to touch your money and manage your money, you're not good enough to trade. You're not. And the market or the auto trade is not a servant. So if you abused somewhere somehow, you cannot touch the market, then stay away from that business, because if you don't look after your money, nobody is going to look after your money. So it does not goes both of direction. So you have to have a respect for it. So if we go ahead and take an example on the ES here, the ES has crossed all those support resistance, and now if we look at this trade here, immediately you have $100 into the profit with the scalper. And then if we look a little bit, I don't know if you can see that line, there is 33.35. And what happened, the entry is a genuine entry. But then if we look at the ES is struggling on 33.35 because of this resistance line. I mean, you have to have perfect fibs. You cannot get a normal fibs out of a used store. You have to have a proper fibs. Does not mislead you or does not misguide you when you are trading, because your whole systems is based on price line and fib line. Once you start learning what is a fib line and how strong is or how accurate is your fib line, this is where you start making money. So when we have an ES trade and I see, and it is an automated trade, it's taking a trade. It's an automated trade. It's taking the trade and it's giving you the signal and it's giving you where to enter, where to exit. But the difference on that trade, the ES is struggling to break the 33.35. Has nothing to do with the auto trade. What happened, there is a resistance line at 33.35. A trader should be immediately recognize there is a problem on the ES. Immediately. Should he stay on that trade? Should he get away from that trade? Evaluation. The system is giving you everything, and then next time you want to evaluate. In other words, when this market is struggling on that, should I break even as soon as possible? It seems like that ES, it is giving me a hard time and it's not going anywhere. So if I can break even with that ES and bail out of it, then it's not costing me anything. If I'm just gonna keep looking at the sky, wait until the dollars drop and not do anything about that, does mean you don't care about your money. It's not my fault, it's your fault. If you're too good to look after your money, that's your problem. So when I see this ES is struggling, maybe I need to take one of the trades out. I don't need to risk too much, or maybe I'll tighten up the stop a little bit. So now I am on a little stop loss, or what I can do, I can break even, and I say, you know what? I don't know if this one here, I'm not Sam. I don't know if it's gonna make it or break it here. This is not my job. This is not your job, but at least what I can do, now it is on a free trade. And now I got rid of that trade and I have a stress-free from that trade because it didn't work. It did not work. Does not mean your auto trade did not work, because this fib line is blocking your ES to go anywhere further. So I prefer to break even and get rid of that trade than to, right now, if this ES gonna go drop now below the 33.27, this is a couple $100 out of the window. You just tossed it away because you are too good to look at your chart. And thus, this is not acceptable by a trader, whether you are a professional or you are just an amateur trader or just a hobby trader. There is a big difference, but this is not acceptable if you, especially for the ones that want to change their careers. You're not going to change your career and not do anything, So right now, again, if we look at the this is a very simple. This is I mean, it is automated, but what I wanted to for this guy to manage. So right now we have $220 on the CL, and this is the lesson I'm showing here is to the new traders we got, and I'm very tough on them for their own safety, and there is no mercy. But I'm not gonna give a new trader an auto trade, give him a couple recorded videos and tell him have a nice life. This is not gonna work for me anymore, because this guy gonna wreck it, and he's gonna say the auto trade. But when you put him in here, now he understands the CL was struggling, and I have $200 in my pocket. Should I cash in? Should I leave it? And there is a double resistance right now. Should I tighten up the stop? I'm not gonna walk away free from those trades, but at least I'm gonna take some of it. So right now what I have done, I'm covering some of my money on that trade. And there's plenty where they come from, especially on the scalper. You close one position, you still have another position open. You close one position, you have another. It is non-stop trade on, if you have an ES, NASDAQ, CL, Russell, you always have a trade. So you're not going to run out of business. If you catch $100 or $200 out of the CL, break even on the ES, another $100 on the NASDAQ, another $100 on the YM. Now you have a runner on the CL, and then it's making or a runner on the gold making $300, $400, $500. You're done. So before you know it, you are climbing to the 500, and from the 500 to the 1,000, from 9:30 to 11, 12 o'clock. So a little bit here and there, and then you gathered your money and you're done. This is the only direction. I mean, we can provide the other auto trades for you, and our experience on the last 10 years, it's not really was the. But then you have to see it the way it is. I don't want to sit down and show you just winning trades. This is where we do the testing anyway, and you have to see good trades and a bad. This kind of system, you don't have to do anything. But if we look today, we can see some very serious trades on the CL with the 3 minutes. A beautiful run earlier, and then reverse it and start taking a trade. And this earlier trade was a beautiful trade and has crossed over $1,000, and now it is on a $600. This one here on the 2 minutes already closed. This one here on the 1 minute already closed. And there is a beautiful trade on the 4 minutes and a beautiful trade on the 3 minutes. This is a very good picture showing you that when the market is moving, spit out money like crazy. This one here does not require any ATM, does not require anything in here. But let me try to explain to you why we are. And now if we look here, the NASDAQ lost and stopped, and we have a couple losing. We have 3 charts did not make it today, and then the others did make it. You have to see the good and the bad ones. And I don't want to show only the good looking charts. I want to see the bad charts, and I want to know why, and why I did not avoid that bad trades in here. So this is where, if we let me go ahead here. Because we've heard this story a lot, that I don't want to touch the chart, Sam. Then immediately I start lose interest in this client, because he's gonna give me a hard time. For a guy saying I don't want to touch the chart, he will never be trader, not in his lifetime, and he will never be a professional trader. We had some traders, they just been around the auto trade for a very long time, and they refuse to look at the chart, and they're gonna keep looking at the auto trades for the rest of their life if they're not gonna bump into. Now I want to show you something. I'm auto trading on a CL, and I have an auto trade making on this kind of an auto trade. You cannot use an ATM. It's fully automated. You don't have to do anything. But this is not what I want the trader to look at. I wanted to make it a little bit and stay on the top. So now I'm auto trading here. I have $400, $500. And I have this fibs on the other line. Okay? And this one here is a fully automated. You don't have to look at a ATM or anything like that. Now, if I want to show you while we are here, it happened now the CL dropped immediately and whop up all your $400. Okay? If we look on this one here, you had $600 on that fully automated trade. You're about to be done. And now you are down to 300 and has not closed yet because this one here is chasing the trend. It's not going to close immediately. It's going to try to stay as long as it could be. So there we go. You're smoking your money out. You know, you can do it in a different manner on the auto trade and kind of break like the symmetry. It's the same auto trade. And you can break it and make it very tight. You can do that. But still, when you are looking at the chart, you can understand where is your limitation in that auto trade, or what's going on in the market and why today you are making money and why today you're not. By just looking at the chart, you recognize there is a problem. Let's go ahead and take another look. We can look at the YM. Okay, this is, let me take this out of the way. If we look at the YM, as you see, we had a lot of a resistance line, and the signal was taken at the 2291.37. So how is the situation here, and how I need to protect my profit? If we look here on that chart, it is fully automated. That's why I like the ATM. Now we have, if we look in that, we have broke the first support line at 29127. We broke it. And now we are going down to test the 29092. I don't know which direction I want to go, Sam. That's fine. But I can secure some of my profit, and I can make the second one break even. The auto trade is taking your entry and your target. So you're not doing any hard work. But all what I'm asking you to protect your money. So now the YM is going, I don't know. I have no clue in this market. Okay, we broke the first one. Okay, that's very fine. And we still have two left on that auto trade. There is a potential for this market to stay here and go back and drop. Or there is a potential for this market to go up and knock me out of that trade. But at least I split my trades in two. I cash in some of it, and I'm going to risk the other half. So right now, if this market came in to the 299092, I'll get rid of one, and I will leave one as a runner. If this market start trending, you know what? I'm going to extend this target and make it to the I'm going to try as much as I can suck the blood out of that trade. And this is what it is, guys. The secret is especially in the future trading, you're going to have some losing trades and winning trades. But when you are right in the market and the market is going to your direction, you need to get paid for it. Not to just using a dummy trailing stop and try to cash in on a good trade you're right with. Because when you're right, it is your right to get paid for it. So when we are going short and the market is going short, this is the worst things an amateur trader does. He uses a trailing stop with 10 ticks or 8 ticks because he want to secure as much as he can. And this is the biggest mistake when you are using a dummy trailing stop. I will never use a dummy trailing stop on any manual trading or any. I don't really like on the auto trade to use a dummy trailing stop either. And if I want to use it, I would like to use it 15 ticks, 20 ticks. I want to give this market a gap between me and the trailing stop. The reason is because this market is going back and forth, and you need to give this market time to breathe. So I don't want it to take $100 on a 10 ticks of stop loss. You're not doing anything. You're just going in the circle. What I wanted to, if I'm right and the market is going to my direction, I want to get paid for it. And I want to stay on that trade because I don't want to take any other trade. So immediately when you are on a trade and it is the trade into your direction, which is the biggest mistake an amateur trader does. He have a very tight trailing stop on that. Don't. Don't. Don't do that. Because you never know when the next winning trade is. You know that? So when we have a winning trade, we want to make it the only trade for today for that instrument. So if we can make $300-400 on the ES, $200 on the NASDAQ, $200 on the YM, you're done. Especially with this low amount of money. Most of Ninja Trader platform traders, not everyone have a large amount of money. Most of the Ninja Trader platforms, they are okay. Like any other platform, there is nothing wrong with that. But there is a big majority with a $3,000 to $5,000 account. So when you catch a trend, you can go up to $500 and $1,000 on that trade. You should not sell out very cheap on a $100 trade. So let's take another example here. The NASDAQ is going long, is fine. The system has a plot 9460. That's very fine. I immediately see there is a problem on the NASDAQ. The system is telling me, watch out. It's like you are on a motorbike and you have a yellow lights. It's telling you, be careful. And then it is telling you, here you are on a motorbike and you are on 9438.75, there is a problem on that NASDAQ. It's telling you there is a problem on the way up. So now I already put the alarm on and I know this 9438.75, it might gonna give me problem. I have $200, $300 in that trade. It is my choice to break it or make it. So as we see here right now, it's given us the warning. And look at this. The market is not hard to read. Once you have a right instruments on the chart, it's not hard to read. If we look at the NASDAQ, previously, just a few minutes ago, the market came into the 9438.75 and it fell. You see that? It's right there. It fell. And you have also a sign here telling you sell. And the market came into the projection as supposed to be. So all those right now, when the market is going up to the 94.38, you're already in the warning sign. Either make it, or take a profit, or try to break even so you can protect yourself, because there is a good potential when this market going to some kind of resistance, there is a tendency this market going back, retested. So when you see $300 in a trade and you decided not to take it, now when I'm pushing those guys, I need to see $500 a day before I put him on a new auto trade, and I'm very determined about it. I will not. He can turn on the auto trade by himself. I have no say so. He bought the system. I have no control over it, and he has the license, but he will not get my support. I will not come in and log in and turn on the auto trade for him and do the setting for him. He has to do it on his own, and this way he wants me to be off his back. So right now he is in desperate, those new guys, to deliver $500 a day for me on their trades, because he knows I'm a very stubborn man, and next week I will not promote him to his software, to the newer system, the one he has, and it's been working for me. Some people got mad at me, and that's fine. I can live with that. I prefer him to get mad at me than to wreck my system, and he can do it by himself. He can turn on any system by himself. But if you want me to sit down one-on-one with him and help him, he's not going to get my support until he start delivering some good numbers for me, for his own safety. And we find out in this way here, you piss the client at the beginning a little bit off. I mean, he's not pissed. Some of them, they accept it. They say, you are doing it for us. Some people think it's not fair, but or I can give the guy everything and turn on everything and give him if he will not accept it, and tell him, here's the recorded video and good luck. If he wants to do that, we can do that. No big deal. But if the guy wanted to learn, and most of them, when they come in, they say, I want to change career. How you want to change career? By sitting on the beach and let the auto trade to make money for you, and you're not going to look at the chart? This is not going to happen. Any auto trade, this is not going to happen. You got to look at it. So I don't know. I think you cannot win it all. So, okay, right now, if we look at this situation on the NASDAQ, now is going back. Absolutely is doing what exactly the market's supposed to do. There is nothing hard on this. As you see, this is the number re-entry, which we have explained in the video today, when it was short and now it is long on the pullback. And it says in here 9426, and that little thing's never fell. If you look at this yellow line, this is your re-entry if you like to retake that trade manually. So right now we have this trade is climbing. Now we wanted to go a little bit right below. When you are doing the trailing stop, and this is the biggest mistake traders do, they try to put a trailing stop, especially dummy trailing stops, right there or somewhere around there. This is a dummy trailing stop, and then the market is moving. This dummy trailing stop is right there. What you are doing with this dummy trailing stop, gentlemen, is like you are putting $300 on the floor and expecting nobody picking it up. And it will be picked up, So now the market has started breaking out, and I can see there is nothing holding. We have in the clear so far, all the way climbing to the 94. Now the resistance line disappeared. What we are waiting on now to start coming in, 944475. Houston, we have a problem right there. Okay, I have $240 But always what you need to do, hide your trailing stop behind a fib line. You jump from one fib line to another. Now it is 270 and we are climbing to 94475. And then we have a problem. We already know where is the problem, where is going to be a problem. Okay? So there we go. We're climbing to the 94475. And now, should I keep my trailing stop here, or should we? This is a stock market. You never know when you are in the trade. One time we were trading heavily in the future a few years ago. And we increased our position, and we were trading the big ES. And somebody out of Tokyo said something about the US bonds, and the needle was not even fast enough to close position, and it dropped heavily. I don't want to go into details and names. And in the stock market, you never know if there is a bad news. You never know. You are trading, you are into the profit, you don't know somebody somewhere, some kind of nutcase somewhere overseas, try to attack USA, God forbid, or something like this, and then the market is going to spook the market and a drop like you will not even have time to close position. So what I'm saying, your slippage, which we've been there, your slippage goes up to 15, 20 ticks. When you're trying to close market order, you don't close here, you close here. You see, I'm not trying to spook you here, but this is happening to us many times. You're trading, everything is okay, and all of a sudden the market drop right under your nose. So now we are in the safety, breaking even. So if God forbid there is something happen or some kind of news to spook the market, we are protected and we are on a free ride. We are on a free trade. And now we know we are going to the 94475, and maybe there is a pullback, but at least now we are on a free trade, and we can take one of the trades out and leave one if we want to, or if you want to, you cannot take the needle down, but you can try to tight up the trailing stop if you want to. You're happy with the 300. Now you can start tightening up the trailing stop. But if you are aiming on a $500 trade or a $1,000 trade, you start jumping from one fib to another. Let me show you here on the CL. As an example, this is a CL. And now this is a typical example. On one trade, we are climbing to the 5095. We already crossed that fib line, so your trailing stop should be right below the fib line. Why? I'm hiding. I'm protecting this trailing stop, because if I put it here above that line, anyone can pick up my money. By hiding it, there is a good potential for this market. As you see here, if we notice, there is a good potential this market is going to hold at that number or is going to knock me out. That's very fine. I maximize my trade on that, and I will be jumping on a different auto trade. No big deal. There is no big deal on that one. There is plenty trades coming on the scalper, 50, 100, 200, and you're going to have losing trade. But then at the end of the day, you start picking up your bread every day. And this is a really very nice. So now let's see. We are climbing to the 94475, and nothing holding this NASDAQ, and it's going to come. Watch this one here. I can take one of the profit out, 330. I can take 150 out, leave 150 on the table, or I can wait till I get to the 944 and then maybe take one or two out. You know, no matter what you do, if you wanted to close that position on the Nasdaq, make sure you're not going to go back to trade after 5 minutes. So when you are on the right direction, don't kill your trade, and which a lot of amateur trading do that with an automated dummy trailing stop with a 10 ticks trailing stop or 5 ticks trailing stop because you want to secure more money. You're not securing anything. What you are doing, when you are your stop loss is $150 average, and your trailing stop is it's not going to give you no more than $100 into the profit, because the market have a tendency to go back and forth. So you're really not trading. You are just going in the circle, and should be always there. We go. So now we know the trick in the future trading to know what is gonna happen, not what has happened. What has happened is not gonna happen anymore. It's finished. It's gone. It's a history, and you're not gonna see it again. I don't care what happened 5 minutes ago. It's finished. Look at this one here. We've been talking about it, and as we see, it's 944.75. It's giving you the option: stay on the gambling table, cash in $500, or stay for another spin and make $1,000. As simple as that, guys. It's like you're sitting on a blackjack. It's your call. It's not my call. Look at this. It is your call. You want to walk away on the weekend on one trade 550, or you want to go across the 1,000, or you're going to leave the table empty pockets with a banana for tip, and you're looking at it right here. And this is not an accident. We've been covering the same story for last 3 years on the YouTube. It is your call. And look where the Nasdaq stopped. That is power, gentlemen. You give that to an amateur trader, he sees rubbish. He don't see it. You give him a diamond, he see glass. But when you explain that to a professional trader, he sees potential, he sees money, he sees power. The amateur trader, he see glass, he don't see diamond. So here is your call right here, right now, and the system is sitting now for 2 minutes waiting on you to decide. You want to walk away with 600 or you want to walk away with 1,000. It's your call. However, if you are stubborn and you want to continue, which is your right, it is your decision. We are a grown man. If this market start climbing to the target at 94.61, where is my trailing stop should be? Right below the 944.75. I'm protecting myself. So because now we are going on the higher level, and once this market break this important line, has to go back, confirm that number. So it's not just gonna go straight, shoot out in the air, 94.61.25. Sometimes it's gonna happen, sometimes it's not gonna happen. Sometimes it's gonna go halfway and go back, reconfirm that is no longer resistance, now become a support. The resistance become a support. As we see here, the Nasdaq is talking to you. This is a nightmare. You don't understand when the market or the numbers are talking to you. When I'm sitting here, every number is telling me, is talking to me. I'm talking back and talking to me. The numbers are talking to me. Once those numbers start talking to you, you know what's going on. The Nasdaq is telling you right here, hey buddy, snap out of it. I'm having a problem here. What you want to do? Cash in, walk away from the table, or stay and get $1,000. The market is talking to you. It came in the first number, the second number, and the third number. It's telling you, hey buddy, I'm having hard time here. Snap out of it, make a decision. And there we go. Now, it's not out of the wood yet. You cannot take your trailing stop all the way here, not unless if you want to close. This market is a struggling market, and has not really closed the bar above that number. And there is a good potential still. I mean, plus minus one tick, this is nothing. So we need to make sure that bar is going to close above this line. So we at least confirm we are okay to move our trailing stop to the 44.3. However, if this bar closed down, I better bail out of here. Because if this bar closed down, that means it's sinking back to the 94.31.50. And if this bar starts climbing and close, I need a big bar close on the above that line, is telling me this market is start going to the direction of 94.63, and this is where I want to move my trading stop. So now I have two options on this. Either if I want to cash in, I'll go ahead and put them right there, secure my profit, or I wait till this bar to see if this bar, you can see is having a problem. I want to make sure that bar close above this 4475. The same story, gentlemen, is the same every single day. Look, guys, in the last 28 years, we have seen so many systems come in and go. But the reality is reality. Once you start learning those, once you start understand your limitation in every market, you will never go back to indicators. Now, given us the okay, now we are on a 780. Now I have the right to secure my profit right below the zone. Now we secured partial of that trade, and now we are trying to see if we can climb and break in and cash in on $1,000. But with the trailing stop, you will never see the dummy trailing stop. You will never see $1,000 trade. The max you're going to see on your trade is $100, $110. It's not even worth it to wake up in the morning and start your Ninja Trader for $100. And some of you cannot even make that much. So what I'm saying is, this is where when you catch, it's like when you're hungry, you know, you have a beautiful, nicest, juicy steak, you're eating it. You know, you wanna take every bite out of it. And the same thing here, we are hungry, we are money hungry. When we are right, we need to get paid, and we want to get paid well. And I'm gonna keep chewing on it till the last bite. You know, I'm not gonna let it go. So this is where you start increasing your trade from $120 average to $1,500. Once you know your level, not your indicators. Your indicators are irrelevant to the trading. Mr. James Bond here, the ES. He broke this line here. Follow the rules. He broke this line, the resistance line. Where I'm going to put my fib. I don't trust the ES. I'll put my trailing stop right below that fib line, and I'm protected. So if this ES trying to go back to the 33, 36, 75, I'm protected. But if you put it here, you're asking everyone to pick up your $100. As simple as that. So now I'm done with the NASDAQ, and now I wanted to deal with the ES. I done my job with the NASDAQ. Now I need to deal with the... Now on the ES, the second problem I have is all of it step by step. You cannot do anything, you know. Step by step. We cross that problem when we get there, you know. So the next problematic we have with Mr. 007 here, the 3341. Okay, so now we have the trailing stop. We are protected. Two options. Cash in, leave the table, or stay in and hide behind the fibs. Has nothing to do with Sam, has nothing to do with your auto trade. It is your call. You like $900 on the NASDAQ? Cash in, leave the table. You want to climb to 1,000? Then don't cry if this market go back and knock you out on 500. So right now, you have to take the chances in order to get your $500 or your $1,000. There is a good possibility the ES come into the fib line and go back up again. Or there is a possibility it's going to knock you out of that trade. But that's okay. I will take that. I will accept walk away with $100 or $1,000. But I will not walk away with $150. If you're trying to see the picture, I don't want to walk away with $150. But I will walk away either with $100, I will walk away with $75, or I will walk away with $500 or $1,000. So now the ES, I did my job on the ES, and I'm going to leave the rest to the market. I'm not going to bang my head to it. Now I am on a free ride. It's not costing me a dime. Either direction, I'm done with it. NASDAQ, any direction, I'm done with it. The system has a plot R5 reversal. It's telling you you're on a motorbike, you're going 200 miles an hour, and now there is a yellow light, a blinking, telling you to put your, push your brakes, slow down. And this one here, exactly what it's telling you here, is telling you, there is a reversal. Now start blinking yellow for you, telling you, be careful, there is a reversal sign start popping out on the market, so take it or leave it. There we go. We finally climbed on the ES on the 33.41 level. Look at this. Let me show you a trick here. There is a double resistance line. Most likely that NASDAQ is not going to be able to climb to the 94.74. But what I will do, I will start tightening up the trailing stop, because I know this is going to be, okay, the system has recalculated, if you notice, and given you a new target on the NASDAQ. It does it automatically. Has recalculated, and it jumped the stake higher. So now here, the James Bond here, the ES, came in exactly, look at it. It came in exactly to the 33.41 and then knocked immediately down. I'm waiting on Mr. James Bond here to climb to the 33.43 so I can move my trailing stop from that level to that level. So when the ES is trying to break that area, I will have my trailing stop right at 33.4075, either make it or break it. But I'm going to leave that one here. The only time I will close that position if I decided I don't want it to trade anymore for today, and I'm not going back on the trading after 5 minutes. So there we go. This is 1,300 on that trade, and you have 1 resistance, 2 resistance, 3 resistance, 4 resistance on the NASDAQ, and I doubt it very seriously we are gonna do anything with it. So once we start climbing to this area, I'll tighten up the trailing stop. The ES came in on 33.41 and it fell. Look at this. It's gonna try one more time, trying to break this area. And it fell. But now I'm giving him a little space to go back and forth, trying to find a breakout. There is 2 options on the ES. It's gonna come down and knock me out, walk away with $100, or it's gonna go up and knock out this one and walk away with $1,000. So we are not people have an inventory. We cannot move the market. We cannot challenge those guys. We just would like to be on the same direction as they are. you know, and you cannot challenge those guys. Those the same guys you rent in the ES. It's like you're renting a car and you have to deliver it at the end of the day. The same guy you are renting the ES from, you have to deliver at the end of the day. Those the guys are making a decision where you're going with the ES, not you, not your Autotrader. So as we speak right now, this is the second yellow sign telling you slow down on your highway. And this is the second reversal has got out and it's giving you a warning sign telling you slow down here. Make a decision. The Nasdaq broke that area here. It was talking to us, the Nasdaq. And now it's talking to us again. You came in at the fib line at 9462 and telling you, here, buddy, there is a fatigue in here. I'm getting tired. I'm climbing the stairs. I'm getting tired. I'm coming to drop. I'm coming to you. What you want me to do? You want to walk away? You want to cash in? Or should I come to you and kick you out? You know, and this is exactly how the chart is talking back and forth to you. When the chart is not talking to you, that means you're not a trader. I don't care how much money you make. Those numbers are talking to us. Those levels are talking to us. If you don't want to listen, that's your problem. I mean, I know I have 2 teenagers who don't want to listen. And this one here is saying, buddy, wake up. Snap out of it. What you want to do? You know, I'm sorry I'm trying to be a little bit rough in here, aggressive, but this is honest to God true. If you cannot communicate with your money, you have a problem. You will always have a problem in the trading, you know, and there we go. It's your decision what to do, guys. You know, I dried out. I need to have a glass of water and coffee. I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, guys, let me go back while I'm still have time to do this. If you notice where we have hidden, especially to amateur traders, I don't care what system you are using. I'm trying to correct your problems in the trading and being less aggravated. Try to understand those. We hid the trailing stop right below the support line for a reason. Now the market came in to this level at 33.41 and it dropped. And it did exactly what I have said. Go back to the video. What happened? The market fell, going back to retest the support line. That's what we explained on the Nasdaq. And now I'm hiding my trading stop. I might walk away with $50 or I'm walking away with $1,000. But I'm not going to cash in on $150. I'm not. Either make it or break it. Either walk away with a $50 and eat pizza, or walk away with $1,000 and take your family out to eat with a nice glass of wine. Either direction is fine with me. So on this one here, on the Nasdaq, it came into this fib line and start giving you a warning sign. And now what is coming to is coming as a re-entry long here. Right here. Is a re-entry long. This is the number we give you to re-enter the market if you want to cash in on the higher level and you want to go back on the wagon again. Then you can do that. We give you the number as a pullback re-entry. The pullback re-entry has been around for over 20 years and never dies. Everything else dies except pullback. One of the we have read so many books 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and when we traded they were all gone, disappeared, because never have the same condition what the book said, never. Or I cannot remember everything. Practicing is one thing, reading a book or watching a CD for $500 is never gonna get stuck in the trader's head until he experiences it. And that's why I'm laughing now for those new ones I'm training, because now I'm start using a tough system on him. Before we used to activate the auto trade and leave. Now before he have a license, he can activate it by himself. But now if you want me to support you on this auto trade, I want you to stay for 5 days on that, on the trailing stop. And then I'll come and support you on a full automated trade. I want you to trade this one for 1 week. I want to see $500 on this one every day. Doesn't have to be every day. At least 3 times a week. I want to see you making around $500, $1,500 at the end of the week. I want to see you making $500 on this one before I come and start wasting my time and trying to put the auto trade for you until you have a nice life. So right now we knocked down on this price. That's very fine for the ones are interested. And now it is 11:44. As we explained, today is a Friday around 1 o'clock. All those old guys, they start come into the market and start trading. And as we see, this market right now is coming to the 335. It's not going to go anywhere further because of the time in 11:44. And then we're going to make a decision on the market. One of the tricks you can do, now if you tell me, Sam, what should I do with the ES? That's a very genuine question. Never trade the future manually. A market order. Never. Stay on the technical side. I don't care if the number is 3335 or 1200 on the ES. I don't care if the CL is $80 or $50. Is supply and demand. In this case is here, is this a profit taken because of Friday? Or is it the market over to the downside? I don't know, Sam. Okay, I'm not expecting you to know everything. But what we can do, from the technical side, I can put a buy order here. 3337. Why 337? Two options here. If this market keep dropping down, I can always say, you know what? Cancel it. If this noises, profit taking, and the market is going back, then I know if this market want to go back, will pick me up and I will cash in either here, or I can put one here and one here if I wanted to take two contracts. So I already draw where I need to enter the market and where I need to exit. If you notice, my entry is based on Fib and my targets are based on Fibs, because this is the limitation of this market. So this is my trades on the ES is already set. Because here, that area here is extremely chopped. And there is a lot of hot air in here and a lot of turbulence. This one here, this area, is untradeable. You have a projection, you have a fib line, you have another support. It's a mess. It's a muddy house in here. And here, in this area right now, the ES, take a quarter out of your pocket and then see if it's short or long. That's the only option you have. But when we are staying on the technical side, if this market gonna go back and rebound again, and then I have it one tick above the support line, so that's mean if the ES breaking the 33675, I will be picked up, and if I'm on two contract, I will cash one here and one here. It's already been planned and it's done. I don't want to go short on the ES at any price. This is my technical area. I don't care if the CL is $50. I don't care if the CL is $150. Numbers is irrelevant. Technical side, you cannot. One thing on the one thing in the future, you cannot be both, either technical or you can trade on rumors. But you cannot do both on the futures. You can do whatever you want on the forex. Good luck with that. But on the you have to stay technical. I don't care if you ask me if the CL is $50 or $100 is irrelevant to me. To me, the CL broke that line, and there is a resistance at 50.72, and I'm gonna secure my profit on the CL, and two options on that CL, whether it's $120, $50 or $30, I care less. It's not my problem. My problem is 50.73. This is where the resistance, and my target is 50.55. I don't care. And now this CL, if it came in and it broke the resistance line, it used to be support area, 50.72, I'm out of here. And leave the amateur traders struggling in the market. It's not my problem. That's their problem. You know, if this market go back, I'm cashing in 250 on that trade. If the market drop to the 50.55, I'm cashing $1,000 on that trade, or $500 on the trade. Finished. Done. The end of the story. Let's try. This is a $300 on that trade. YM, $360, and it's coming. Gold, $260. Russell, $120, and it's coming to close. Nasdaq, $330, and is about to close position. ES, $250, and is about to close position. And CL, it is around 300 at the moment. So now I have exactly $1,570 on the last trades. You right-click, you flatten out everything, you go very slowly to the left corner of your computer, you close your computer, and you run as fast as you can out of the house. Take your family with you, so the devil will not come in your head and get you greedy. So right now I have $1,500 in my pocket. I'm going to take it and leave. That's how I want a trader to be. Not to sit miserably day in and a day out. And I had the one guy, he almost 90 years old, and one time on a Friday, and I cannot wait till I can relax on a Friday. And he said he has a doctor appointment, but if I have time to sit down and talk about the market, and it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then he canceled his doctor appointment. I said, why you want to cancel your doctor? I mean, why you want to sit down and talk about the market on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock? You know, I'm done after 80 hours weekend this week. I don't feel like I want to talk anymore. Don't do that. Don't sit behind the screen 24/7. It's not healthy for your head because you start making mistake. Try to force yourself away from that computer. Probably nobody's saying that, but the psychology behind it, because we get tired. Those numbers, the input when it comes in, you know, our head cannot handle 20 different charts, you know, especially like me, when you cross the 50, after 2 hours trading, the smoke starts coming out of your nose and your ears. It's like, you know, old smoke diesel engine. You're no longer fresh anymore, like when we were in the 30s trading the U.S. market, the European market, the Asian market. Now when on a Friday by 12 o'clock, the smoke starts coming out of my ears and my nose. It's an old engine, and work on a diesel is no longer functional like it used to be. So I'm done. So I have a limited time fresh, and then it starts smoke coming out of my ears. So I need to make sure on those 2-3 hours while I'm fresh to get everything run and done. No comment on that. Anyway, guys, so this is another one. As you notice here, the CL, I mean, those are very powerful. No indicators here. There is no ATR. There is no MACDs. There is none of those whatnots out of date from the 70s indicators. You know, it is right there in front of you. All what I need to know, what's going on in those. And if we look, there is 5072. The CL came in, fell to break those resistance line. It's finished for me. I don't need to color the bars. I don't need too much information on the chart. The less information on the chart, the better off you are. I prefer not to even have colors. There is no colors on those charts. It's just a normal from NinjaTrader, either blue or red. You know, and now we are on that trade. Let me see the gold, where we are on the ES. For you, this trailing stop 1 and trailing stop 2, those are fibs. So if we notice here on the chart, those are fib line. Those are not dummy trailing stop. Those are floor and fibs. So if we look at this floor and fibs trailing one, if we notice on the ES, we closed one, and look at this. The market came in right to the target and then come back to the floor and fibs on trailing stop one, and there is a major floor and fibs on trailing stop two. And look what happened. You knocked out on one trade, and you still have the major one, and now the market came in exactly on your trailing stop one, the minor one, and went one time, two times, three times, trying to break your trailing stop. So you can imagine yourself when you are trading a bunch of indicators, 20 million indicators on your chart, some from the junkyard, something from used furniture, and you put them on your chart, does not make you ahead of a trader trading that one here. He can outsmoke you day and night. He can rip your $5,000 apart within 2 days. So this is how it is, guys. So let's go back on the CL. The CL is a very clear fell to break. Let's go back on the YM. The YM already took the long trade. Here is another miserable trade. We have a double resistance at 29157. I already know that market is in trouble. Why? Because there is a double resistance here. I'm immediately on this one covering myself, because it's going to be a problem on this one here. Immediately covered. So now I'm on a free trade. I don't care what is going to happen to this one, because I can spot it immediately. Exactly, Jim, like what Jim say, it's voodoo. Yes, it's voodoo. Yeah. So let's go back. I don't want to sit down and brag about some profit. I want to sit down and brag about the technical side. Okay, this one here, I'm going to hide my, okay, I'm going to cover some of it, 220. Okay, this one here, where we are on this one, you can see immediately, guys. You can start trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charts. All what you have to do, manage it. This one here, I'm already on a free trade. I don't care. This one here is already done, finished. This one here is struggling. Okay, fine. This one here is 320. It's already, you can put one screen and you can easily. I don't understand any trader cannot make $500 a day on those charts. Honestly, with all the respect, this is not a sale talk. This is about nothing. But if you cannot make $500 on those charts, and it is all automatic, I mean, I don't know what else you can do. Seriously, and you can, I don't know what else you can do. So let's go back. Now this one here, the story has changed on those. And this is not just a scalper, guys. If we look here on the NASDAQ, the market is finished, it died out. As you notice, when we were giving you the warning sign and you didn't cash in, the market came into the first floor and fibs and cashed in, but did not knock out the second one yet. But in the same time, it's finished, it's died. What time is it right now? It is 11:59. Is right on time. There is nothing left. There is a projection here. It's not going to do it. And there is a projection here. It's not going to do it. It's finished. You feel sorry for that guy now sitting, trying to auto-trade, trying to trade manually or automatic, and he do not recognize game is over. He don't recognize it. So he's going to waste another couple of $300, and he's going to have a sad weekend. But it is over. So now if you really lonely, you don't have anything to do with your life, you go for lunch and you come back around 1:30 on a Friday if you still have the taste for trade. And most likely this market is going to be go in one direction. Normally on Friday. Don't get me on that one. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't, but most of the time either keep going up or keep going down. And I don't know if today is gonna happen, but from the ES, if we look at the ES at the moment, I will not invest a dime anymore on the ES right now. Is really, you can see there is so many level up where the market right now is 33, 36. There is so much trouble from 33, 38, 25 all the way to the 33, 44, 50. There is nothing but trouble. If you survive the first defense, you're not going to survive the second one. If we look at the bottom, is worse. It is nothing. So if I want to estimate it, this market could be potential to go up with the trouble. But going down is going to be almost impossible. Not unless if there is something going to spook this market today, then yes, it's going to go ahead and cut every line like a knife, you know. But what I'm looking at the moment with the ES, there is trouble all the way to the 33, 44, 50. And maybe at 1:30 the story gonna change. Today is Friday, you know. And watch this market. It's gonna drive you really crazy. Look at this. The Nasdaq is coming to the projection at 94.54.75. I'm not sure it's gonna cross it. And Mr. 007 here, James Bond, is gonna try to cross the 33, 38.25, which I doubt it very seriously. Able to break those numbers, especially right now. Everybody is hungry. It's 12:02, so I doubt it very seriously. Those two numbers gonna make it. And as you see the Nasdaq is stopping at this projection, those green line at 9455. Look, don't need a guy with a light bulb on his head to see that. Don't need a trader to really look at it and say, you know what, we have a problem in that area. Don't need a genius to see that. So it is start sinking in, you know, and how much I'm willing to invest in this market from now till 1:30? Nothing. Which auto trade I should use? None. Because if it cannot be tradable manually, you cannot trade it automatically. Simple as that. Remember that, guys. If you cannot trade it manually, in other words, if I cannot find a trade in here to take, that means your auto trade is not going to find a trade to make money. If I cannot find money in here, your auto trade doesn't matter if it is from us or somebody else. We're not attacking anyone. But if I cannot see any trades in here, your auto trade is not going to make money. Because if you cannot find a spot to make money, that means there is no way your auto trade is going to find a spot to make money. Very simple. So I don't see any place to make money in here for now. I don't know what happened after lunch, but I don't see anything. The only thing I can advise the traders, you have one possibility before we leave for today. If you want to take a trade, I can find you one and follow us on SIM. We're not responsible for your trade. There is a buy-in order at 94.56.50. This is a genuine entry. And then what you need to do, if you are on two target, you need to cash in the first one at that level, or you can push your level to the 94.69 and kiss it goodbye. That's the only trade I can see on the Nasdaq. The Mr. James Bond here, the ES, I don't see anything on it. Let me see and examine the CL. And the CL look like is worse than an ES right now. Forget it. There is absolutely nothing on the CL. So if we look at the NASDAQ right now, this is a projection 9455. The market is telling you, is talking to you, I'm having a problem here. And then where did I put my limited order? I put it at 94.56.50. If this market gonna make it, then the market is gonna pick me up and lift me to the 94.69. If the market not able to get me filled, after 5 minutes or 2 minutes, then I'm gonna cancel that trade because things can change. So if we look also on the ES, is the same story, plus minus one take. Mr. ES here is also having a problem breaking the 333825. When is the NASDAQ gonna break that number? When Mr. ES here break the 333825. If the ES break it, NASDAQ will break it. If the ES not gonna break it, NASDAQ will not break it. So if you want to trade an ES, here is your entry on the ES, limited order, and here is your sell order. Depends on the market movement here. This is the second option, and final destination is right there. Those are your target, because it's very important to know, if I want to go and invest $200, I want to know what I'm getting out of it. You see? You see now, because the ES broke that area, now the NASDAQ, we had one, and now we added one more on it. Now the NASDAQ is going up. Why? Because the ES broke the level. Okay, guys, I've had enough. So I keep promising myself not to do this. I want to say thank you very much for today. And I wish you the best. And I really wish you the best weekend ever. And I want to say thank you very much. God bless you all. And for our traders, we'll see you on the private webinars on Monday. Thank you. God bless you. I wish you a nice weekend. Bye for now.